Hello and welcome to another tutorial. Today we'll be showing you something I found out recently. We'll be demonstrating how we went from just the pine tree's normal texture from Atlas to a snow texture without even opening or touching any image photo editor, for example Photoshop. You might use GIMP. So we'll start this off. I'll be creating the material in my mods folder. We'll start off by right clicking and selecting material. We'll name this texture generator. Make that full screen. Add a texture sample using t underscore pine underscore branches. We'll be multiplying, and I'll show it real quickly. We'll be opening up or using the textures alpha channel, which masks everything else away and just gives us the area in which we want to work with. We'll be multiplying this by noise, setting the value to 0.009. I believe it was 3 zeros. Could probably preview this real quick. Looks right from what I remember. We're gonna linear interpolate, or just alert. Should get you the same math expression. The scale, we're going to use a constant. We'll leave the constant at 0. And then we're going to add this along with the base texture. Start previewing this, and as you can see, we have snow just covering already our branches. Our texture's Atlas. Now I have a different texture that I made using a photo image editor, and we'll switch to that and see what that looks like. What's it complaining about? It was just using the alpha channel, right? Did I do something wrong? Oh, I see what I started doing. Just leave that at the noise. Start previewing. So we'll change this to the mask I created. Apologies. Apparently that's not working either. Okay, so we'll go ahead and continue on. Done it the same way multiple times, so I really don't know what it's complaining about. Oh, to the noise. No. Noise and then that. There. Connect this to base color. Stop previewing. Change our material to masked. The shading model to two-sided foliage. And connect our alpha channel to the opacity mask. And that is just about what our texture should look like, or our image. Let's save this and preview it in the world. As you can see, it already looks pretty nice. You could probably just use it normally this way, and the snow will always be changing because of the noise node, I believe. Now we'll go about showing how we got from a normal texture to the snow texture without Photoshop. Stop reading. My bad, misclick. Well, let me show that again. Go here, generate texture, set your resolution, which I think 2040 should work just fine. There, create, add it to our mods folder. T underscore pine underscore branches generated. Okay. I'll be showing a different way of adding snow to your texture, which I believe worked a little bit better. That should be generated. Going to add a little bit of brightness to this. Oh, 2. Apologies. And we're going to go ahead and connect this to our base color. Save. As you can see now, we have a static texture for our snow that we generated using, or created using, not using Photoshop, just purely in that editor. The only downside to this is you have no alpha channel, so you would still have to use the alpha channel from your original texture. No change there, as opposed to over here. Or you could possibly just add that in Photoshop, but we're just adding snow to our texture without Photoshop. Alrighty, in the next way, I have to find the noise texture. I don't know it off the top of my head. Add this. Going to process this through a power. Add another lerp. Well, for some reason I feel like I didn't do that right. Utility and math. We're going to set this to the alpha channel. We're going to pull out 2 more texture samples. I believe the one I will be using or looking for is shallow snow. We'll be adding this to the second option in our lerp. And we'll be adding a constant right here. By 2. Oh, let me preview it so I can start seeing the changes. Oh, I believe what I use is the red channel only. And I believe what I wanted to do, a step I missed, is multiplying this by my mask above. And then setting this to our alpha channel. And then, as you see, now we only get snow on the areas specified in our mask, but I actually think I want to go about using our alpha channel on our texture. And let me maybe leave this constant at 1, maybe even 0. No, I think 1 looks best. And we can preview this. Or let me stop previewing. Save this. And I would honestly say this one looks a bit better. You get a little bit more grainier texture. You just don't get that change depending on the world position. Now we're going to do the same thing here. Generate texture. 2048 by 2048. T underscore pine underscore branches generated 2. If at some point you notice or wonder why my typing is so bad, is because it is because I have my mic in front of my keyboard, and at times it's a little hard to see. I did this off screen, but I set the brightness to 2 already. Find that in the content browser. Set it here to this texture. Connect this to the base color. And now we have snow. Actually, once again, think it might look a little bit better the way it was originally done. Oh, enter. That way you get a little bit more of the actual green plane and not a little bit of a oversaturated color. And voila, as you can see, we now have snow on our pine trees without going to an external image photo editor such as Photoshop. This is a feature I found to be only present on this old 4.5 dev kit, and for some reason not on 4.5, and I have yet to check 4.27, the versions before for Unreal Engine 5. I have no idea why the developers took it out. I have no idea why they don't just add it right back in, because it's a pretty nifty feature. I mean, you have the same thing when you do create a render target. Example, rend RT. You can draw images to this, and then you can create a static texture from it. But you can't do that with anything else. I mean, what I'm trying to get at is, or explain, is you can do this in the new version. You can create a static texture, but you can't do it from one of the math expression nodes. Well, this has been a texture on generating textures, new textures for your foliage, or possibly depending on other things, depending on how you mask that out and add snow or whatever else to your texture. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.